G'day everybody, Narelle here in beautiful Mansfield at the bottom of Mount Buller in Victoria, Australia. Thought I'd do a quick video. We're heading up the mountain today to go for a ski, but wanted to give you some tips on making your trip to the snow an enjoyable one. Because if you don't get the tips right, it can make for a very, very miserable day, especially if you're taking little kids. So let's go. I'll give you some of our top 10, 11 tips on taking the kids to the snow. Okay, tip number 1. Hire your equipment off the mountain. It can be really, really crazy if you try and hire your equipment when you get up onto the mountain. So a word we've learnt over the years, we've done both. We always get our equipment off the mountain in the nearest town, and then usually we'll go in the day before, get all your equipment done, and then you can hit up the mountain and you're not waiting in the queues up on the mountain, because they can be a nightmare. So tip number 1, get all of your equipment off the mountain before you go up. Okay, tip number 2, always hire the right equipment. Don't skimp on equipment. Even if you're just going up the mountain for a play in the snow, make sure the kids have got the right boots, the right pants, the right top. When kids get wet, they get miserable, and I've been up there with my niece and nephew before, and they had the wrong shoes, and within an hour of being up on the mountain they were miserable and over it. So tip number 2, make sure you get the right equipment. If you're hiring it, spend a little bit more and get all the right equipment. Okay, tip number 3, forgot what it was. Oh, if you need to buy a gate pass to go up the mountain, most of the ski fields in Australia, you need to buy a gate pass to get up the mountain. Buy it online for 2 reasons. Number 1, you'll usually get a discount if you buy it online the day before you go, or a couple of days before you go. And number 2 is that when you get up in the mountain in the morning, you don't have to queue up. You can go through the express lane, and sometimes you can save yourself 20 minutes to half an hour if you don't have to queue. So if you can buy your gate pass online before you go up the mountain, do that. But remember, you might need a printer to print it out. So if you're away, you might have to ask the reception where you're staying if they can print out the ticket like we do, and then you can head straight up the mountain and you don't have to queue at the gate. Big saving in time. That brings me to tip number 4. Do the same with your ski lift passes if you can. Here in Australia, most of the ski fields here have ski passes that you can buy online, and you have like a card that you recharge. Number 1, also again, you'll get a discount if you do that. It could be like a $15 saving if you buy it online the day before. And once again, it'll save you time once you get up the mountain. There's no queuing in the queues to get the lift passes, which, you know, I have stood for 45 minutes in a queue before just to get my lift pass. So if you can, buy online your lift passes the day before. Another big time saver. Tip number 5, leave early in the morning. Beat the rush in the morning, ski till mid-afternoon, and then head home before the rush. Yes, it takes a little bit more getting up in the morning, it's cold, I know, but you will save so much time if you can leave a little bit earlier in the morning. Just like we are, we're just about to head up the mountain now, let's go. Tip number 6, don't drive up the mountain without chains. And if you're not a competent driver in the snow, don't even attempt it. Too many accidents caused by people who think they can have a go, have a crack and get up the mountain. So chains, and make sure you're competent in driving in the snow. Not all the days are as beautiful as this one. Tip number 7. Take travel sickness pills if you get car sick while you're travelling up the mountain. I love it when I see the kids on the side of the road hurling out the side of the car. Take them about half an hour before you decide to travel up. Even if you're not someone who usually gets travel sickness, it couldn't hurt to take one. And that brings me to tip number 8. Take your lunch. You could save $50 to $100 if you take your lunch with you. Hire a locker, they're about $10 or $15 at one of the huts, and take as much food as you like. You really will save a lot of money. Okay, tip number 9. Find a spot on the mountain where you can be based, so that if you do get lost or separated from each other, you can find each other and just head back to the base. Sometimes mobiles, you can't trust them, they run out. And tip number 10, always wear a helmet. No matter how good you are, other people around you aren't that good. It's worth wearing it. And that brings me to the end of our top 10 tips for heading to the snow. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you've got some really good tips that you can share. Please leave in the comments below. We'd love to hear your tips for going to the snow, with or without your family. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please don't forget to subscribe and please give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Bye.